Hello everybody, we are back again this week from the Coastal Seafoods Test Kitchen, and we have a lot of stuff to talk about again, as per usual. Just got done with a huge weekend, so while we're waiting for everybody to kind of hop on and join us and hit like, hit the share button, let your friends know we're live, because it's seafood question time. Plus I'm going to be walking you through a little cooking demo here, as we are prone to do. But I want to just address how great everyone was over the holidays, all last weekend, Monday and Tuesday. As always, as most of you know, it's chaos around here. But it's beautiful chaos. We love it so much. Everybody is always so good about it. We know the lines get long and it gets crazy, but you're all so patient, and everybody gets their fish, and it's awesome. So we always love the holidays. It is far and away our biggest time of year, and just seeing the lines, seeing everybody laugh and have fun and talk to each other in line is always super, super cool. You may have seen we posted some video of the lines earlier this weekend, and everybody was waving and laughing. It was so much fun. So again, we really, really appreciate everybody coming out and sort of taking part for the holidays. It's super, super fun. So yeah, that being said, round 2 is on its way. So we'll be talking a little bit about that coming up as well. I'm gonna get my pan going here so I can show you some fun things to do for the holidays. But like I said, New Year's is coming up. And with New Year's brings more long lines, it brings out tons more people, and we are gearing up for it right now. So hopefully, if you're planning on doing anything for New Year's in terms of anything sort of seafood related, we've definitely got all kinds of stuff for you. You can go ahead and place your pre-orders now. It's always a good idea to do. We could have it all ready. You make sure you get what you want, which is key. If you're looking for party platters, which have been really popular this year, especially with the addition of some of our new ones. The shrimp and crab platter has been huge. And if you've been paying attention to Facebook on Tuesday, we had posted that we are doing a very big giveaway. So we are actually giving away a full shrimp and crab cocktail platter for New Year's Eve. So that'll be a pickup on New Year's Eve. You can come down if you are the winner and claim your party platter, which is awesome. That giveaway has been huge. So for our Instagram viewers, if you haven't checked that out, head over to our Facebook page. You'll find the post, like, comment, share. You choose what you want to do, and that's how you enter to win. So definitely worth it. It's 2 pounds of crab, it's 2 pounds of crab cocktail claw. Strike that. 2 pounds of shrimp and 2 pounds of crab cocktail claws, along with some of our Coastal Seafoods mustard sauce, which is always super popular. So again, perfect for New Year's parties, super fun. And speaking of things that are good for New Year's, I kind of wanted to talk a little bit today about sea scallops. One of everybody's favorites. I will show these off to y'all. So we got these beautiful, beautiful scallops. Very nice. Instagram. See, we got some beautiful sea scallops. Now, when it comes to cooking sea scallops, this is one of the biggest questions I always get, is how do I cook sea scallops? How do I get it nice and golden brown like I get in restaurants? Well, the first thing you need to find, these are actually what we call a U10. So they're about 10 scallops per pound. And these are what we call dry pack scallops. So these are not treated. A lot of the scallops you'll find are treated for longevity and preservation in the freezing process. But what that means is they've got a lot of extra water pumped in. And if they've got a lot of extra water, what happens when they hit the hot pan, that water leaches out, and then they don't sear like you want, they steam. And those are what you'll most commonly find at most major grocery stores. So that's the number one problem. You need to find dry packed scallops. And you want to make sure that when you're cooking them, you pat them completely dry. That's really going to help develop that crust, what you're looking for. So also, when it comes to scallops, sometimes you'll see they've got this little nub on the side. We call this the foot. You can see that there for my Instagram people. And this actually comes right off. This is a little tough, it's a little chewy, so what we do is we just remove it and discard it. Not all scallops will have them because sometimes they fall off in the packing process, which is totally fine. But if you do see it on there, you want to remove those. So now that I've got that kind of ready to go, they're all dry, they're all prepped. Again, these are the proper dry packed scallops. I'm going to season these with some salt. And I've got my pan here, it's ripping hot. You can probably see it's smoking pretty good. So what I'm going to do to this is I'm going to add a little bit of a high heat oil. I don't necessarily recommend using olive oil for this because again, we want to get it real hot. We want to develop that crust pretty fast. These are a sashimi grade scallop, so we're looking to cook these rare to medium at most. If you overcook the scallop, it's going to get kind of tough and rubbery. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little vegetable oil to this. Again, that's a good high heat oil. It'll help really develop that crust the way we want. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my scallops in. I'm going to lay them down away from me, sort of one at a time. And I'm going to lay them down clockwise because when I go to flip, I'll know which one to flip first. So keeping them in order in the pan is always a good way to go. That's another thing I think where people get a little lost and confused, is just keeping track of what's in your pan. Again, get these down in, get a real nice crust on these. Now when these start to go, you want to watch around the edges, and you'll see they'll start to actually brown and caramelize, which I'm already starting to get. So you can kind of see here how it's coming along the edges and the sides. So I'm going to keep this in the pan and let that go. And as it starts to develop, now is when I'm going to want to add a little bit of butter. So I'm just going to throw a few tablespoons of butter in with these scallops. Now, we don't want to put that in too early because the butter will brown. We're having some Facebook issues. If we put it in too early, the butter will burn. The oil is definitely going to help prevent it from burning. It's going to bring up the smoke point of that, which is nice. But the butter is going to really, what we want it for is to add flavor. We want it to add richness and depth to these scallops. So now that these are going and the butter's melting, I'm going to baste the top. And what this is going to do is the hot butter is actually going to get the scallop to start cooking from the top side as well. So when we go to flip these, we will just basically cook them on the other side for about 30 seconds, just to finish. And there isn't too much to it. Again, just like with any sort of seafood or really anything else you're cooking in a pan, when you're trying to develop that sear, the key is to not move them as much as possible. Just leave them in place. When people ask about sticking, again, that's one of the biggest problems is it's people trying to move things too quickly. A lot of times when you put something in a pan right away, it will stick for a minute. But once it develops that crust will allow it to release from the pan. So again, we're just going to let these go, and it doesn't take very long. Scallops cook real fast. I'm going to hit the top side with a little bit of salt now. Make sure we want to season both sides as always. We're doing good. That butter is browning, which is nice. It's not burning, it's browning, which is what we want. And it's going to add really nice depth and kind of a nuttiness to the scallops, which is beautiful with that kind of sweetness that they have naturally. So I'm going to go ahead and check. We've got a nice, beautiful crust there. And I'm just going to go one by one, like we did before, as I laid them in the pan and flip. We're going to have some just beautiful golden brown scallops, which is exactly what we're looking for. And again, I'm just going to finish these off, 30 seconds or so on this other side, and they'll be good to go. It doesn't take long. Now, the other thing is, what do you do with these once you've got them? In our classes, which we do have available now, so if you're looking to sign up for those, you can do. I serve these on just a bed of mixed greens, and then we've got a little balsamic vinegar reduction that we put on top, and they're perfect as is. Very, very classy, basically restaurant style, really, really nice stuff, and it couldn't be easier. See, I just kind of cooked these all in real time. You watched how long it took. we are good here. So I'm going to remove these from the pan, one by one. Really beautiful. And then, I don't have my balsamic today, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut off the heat on my pan. I'm going to move this aside. And I'm just going to take a little bit of this brown butter here, because this would be a shame to waste. I'm just going to put a little bit more on top of each scallop. You can hear it's real hot, it sizzles as it hits. And there we go. We've got very, very, very nice, beautiful brown scallops that took about 1.5 minutes to cook. So very, very easy, very, very nice, and perfect for the holidays. Again, when it comes to holiday cooking, I always tell people you want to not spend all day in the kitchen. You want to be with your family, your friends, and all that stuff. So, you know, seafood is a great option for that because a lot of times it cooks up very quickly, whether you're doing scallops or crab legs, also very, very popular. Those are pre-cooked, basically ready to go. You just warm them through and serve, and you're good to go. Scallops, salmon is another one, cooks up fast. Halibut, there's so many different things you can do. And let's just show you here what we're looking at. So we've got our nice kind of brown scallop there. Again, exactly what we're looking for. Very, very beautiful. And let me cut it in half here. I'll show you kind of what we're looking for on the inside as well. Again, we don't want to overcook these. Let's make sure I did all right. Yep. So what we want is this really nice kind of opaqueness in the middle here. This is perfect. You can still feel it's warm, but it's still kind of got that sort of opaque, you know, whitish, maybe a little bit of a pinkish to it. Oh, I dropped it. It's gone. But yeah, so you get the idea. Very nice, very, very easy, super great for holidays. So we will have these available. If you want to make sure that you get them, definitely call ahead and pre-order. That way we'll pack them, have them ready for you. We have a question here, it looks like. Yes, scallops, always. Fan favorite. But yes, call ahead, reserve. These are definitely something that we could well sell out of. So if we know how many to order ahead, it's always best. So you can also do that online now. We've been talking about this a lot through Mercado. When you go to coastalseafoods.com, there's a new tab at the top that says delivery. Now, that is not necessarily just for deliveries. You can definitely place an order for delivery, and we absolutely encourage you to do so. It's one way to help avoid waiting in those long lines and stuff throughout the holidays. But you can also set your order for pickup. So you can order and then come down to the store. You can do Minneapolis or St. Paul and come pick it up, and you will be good to go. So definitely check that out. Coastalseafoods.com. Delivery right at the top. If you're on Instagram, you can go to our profile. We've got a link to the delivery site right in our profile right now. I will leave that up through the holidays, so if you want to place your pre-orders, absolutely do that. The last thing I kind of want to talk about today is an upcoming event that we've got, which I know you've all been super excited about. I know we had to postpone. So here's the deal. Our winter garage sale, Saturday, January 4th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at both locations. So mark your calendars now. I know everybody loves the garage sale. It's very cool. We will have full cases of seafood available, all frozen at very discounted prices. So great time to stock up your freezer for the winter. Now, unfortunately, the reason we had to postpone before is one of our team members, the team leader over at our St. Paul store, experienced kind of a tragedy and lost his son to cerebral palsy, which is something he'd been dealing with for a very, very long time. So we opted to postpone the garage sale in kind of light of that, and instead what we're going to do now is actually 5% of all of the proceeds that we raise from the garage sale funds are actually going to go to help with their medical bills and expenses and things like that. And not only that, 5% of those proceeds will go to that, but our parent company, Fortune Fish, is actually going to match those. So it'll be an additional 5% on top of what's ever raised. So we're going to kind of do this for him to help him out If you're familiar with our St. Paul store, you'll know Andy, the manager. He's been there forever. And we've got some flyers up in the stores with information. There'll be a Facebook event page, so you can check out that information too. But this will be really cool. We're really hoping we can raise some money to help out one of our own. It's something that's pretty important to us, and we want to make sure. So if you were wondering why we postponed the garage sale, that's kind of why. We wanted to retool, revamp, make it a little bigger, a little bit better, so we can do the best we can for Andy and his family. So hopefully you'll come out and see us for that. Again, get your pre-orders in for the holidays. We've got all of that information up. Again, you can either call the store to place your order, but it actually is a little easier and faster if you go online and do it. Super simple, really nice and easy to do. coastalseafoods.com, hit delivery. You can either schedule a delivery or do pre-order. The deliveries go pretty far too. It's 16 miles or so from each location. So we'll hit, if you're out in Wayzata, we can get you. I just checked Maple Grove zip code, we can get those. So a lot of places where people are asking us if we can deliver, we do now. So definitely check that out. Otherwise, if you have any other questions, cooking related, seafood related, whatever, hours, that kind of thing, definitely, hours actually is probably good to cover. We will be open normal hours for for the upcoming New Year's. We will not close early on New Year's Eve. We will be open our normal 10 to 7 on that Tuesday, but we will be closed New Year's Day. So that's the only difference is Wednesday, New Year's Day, January 1st, we will be closed. Otherwise, we'll be open normal hours. So again, you can place your orders for pickup or delivery, however you want to do it. And we definitely hope to see you. Again, hit us up with questions, call the store, write me an email, send me a Facebook message, however you want to do. We are here and available. So hopefully we will see you all soon. Otherwise, we will catch you all next week, but we'll have something more new and fun. So see you soon.